Thank you for joining us in this virtual online briefing. Minabuti po namin gawin ngayong online yung briefing natin for obvious reasons. Alam naman natin how difficult logistically it is now for you to be here in the Meralco Center, and this also saves all of us some resources, very vital resources, and thank you for bearing with us. An upward adjustment of 53.35 centavos per kilowatt hour in power costs for the month of April, from 13 pesos and 82 centavos rounded off last March. So the net adjustments you can see on screen. For a 200 kilowatt hour user, that's a 107 pesos adjustment. 300, 160, 400, 213, and 500, 267. Although we would like to explain that there are pronouncements that the rates would have gone up or was projected to go up higher than what we're announcing today. So hopefully, given the situation on the ground, Meralco was able to somehow manage the cost. The primary driver for the upward adjustment is the generation charge, which went up by, I'm going to round it off, by 53 centavos per kilowatt hour to 8.39, rounded off from 7.87 last month, largely due to the weakening of the Philippine peso vis-a-vis the US dollar. Para ho sa March supply month, yung exchange rate ay tumaas po ng mahigit 3 piso to 60.748 pesos per the dollar. The last time the peso registered this depreciation by about 5% in a month was in June 2022. So yung depreciation po ng pera natin ay nakaapekto sa 99% ng costs ng First Gas Santa Rita at San Lorenzo gas plants ng First Gas, and 44% of the rest of Meralco's power supply agreement. As you see on screen, ang increase po ng First Gas ay nasa 1 peso and 23 centavos rounded off. Yung mga PSAs naman po ay tumaas ng close to 20 centavos per kilowatt hour, while WESM went up by 2 pesos and 40 centavos rounded off. Kaya ho naging 53 centavos yung upward adjustment sa generation charge. Meralco's initiative to negotiate for and require peso-denominated capital recovery fees for its post-EPIRA power suppliers under the PSA somehow helped mitigate the impact of the peso depreciation on its customers. To clarify, ito pong mga adjustments na to have yet to reflect the expected fuel price increases as a result of the Middle East conflict. Sa transmission charge naman po, bumabaho ito ng 7 centavos rounded off per kilowatt hour due to lower ancillary service charges incurred by the NGCP or the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines from the reserve market. Other charges, including taxes, registered a net increase of 7 centavos per kilowatt hour. As you know, pagka tumataas po yung generation charge, nahahatak din po nito yung presyo ng buwis. As we have stated in the past, pass-through charges for generation and transmission are paid to our power suppliers and the grid operator respectively while taxes, universal charges, and RE subsidies are all remitted to government. Meanwhile, our consumers continue to benefit from the ongoing actual weighted average tariff adjustments and refund amounting to 20 centavos per kilowatt hour for residential customers. Our distribution charge remains unchanged since its reduction in August 2022. Also would like to inform all of you that in accordance with the ERC's new Uniform National Lifeline Consumption Threshold for the marginalized and low-income households, such as the members of the PISO, yung Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, mga customers po na mayroong konsumo ng 50 kilowatt hours or less ay makakakuha ng 100% discount on their power rates or electricity rates starting ngayong buwan ho ng Abril. Meralco will likewise continue to implement its existing lifeline discounts beyond the national threshold, granting a 35% discounts for qualified customers consuming 51 to 70 kilowatt hours a month, and 20% discount for those consuming 71 to 100 kilowatt hours. We continue to urge our customers to practice energy efficiency and to make it our way of life, whether we're in the summer season or throughout the year. Beyond helping, of course, manage consumption and our electricity bills, these practices can contribute to mitigating the impact of external factors on our electricity costs. So yun po ang more or less first part ng ating briefing. Larry Fernandez and I will now be open to any questions, additional questions you may have regarding our announcement. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Sir Joe. To our media partners in Zoom, kindly raise your hand if you have a question or feel free to type it in the chat box. Thank you. Sir, we have a question po from Zoom. Same level po ba ng increase ang fuel and electricity prices since the Middle East war began?
Gaya ng nabanggit namin previously, hindi pa natin maramdaman yung effect sa fuel prices dito sa April generation charge. Kasi yung April generation charge reflects costs from March, and nung March, nandito na po sa bansa yung fuel na na-import natin. So, hindi pa ito apektado nung nangyayari sa Middle East. We expect the impact on fuel costs to be reflected sa May generation charge. And kung mapapansin natin, while prices, for example, of diesel and of gasoline increased by 70 to more than 100%, comparing the latest data available versus what it was before the Middle East conflict started. In contrast, the 53 centavo increase that we announced today is a 4% increase in the overall rate for a 200 kilowatt hour household. So sa Mayo pa yung in-anticipate natin na epekto ng higher fuel prices.
Thank you, Sir Larry. Other questions?
Well, if there are no more questions, ano ba?
Sir, we have a question po from JP Nunez of UNTV. May pag-aaral ba na mas tipid ang mga appliance gaya ng induction cooker compared sa ibang paraan ng pagluluto? Tapos, second question, sir, may rotational brownout ba na posible mangyari sa hinaharap kaugnay ng state of national energy emergency? Thank you.
Well, meron na kaming pag-aaral sa Power Lab na merong savings kung induction heat cooking ang gagawin ng ating mga kababayan. But of course, that's their lifestyle choice, no? Especially now, I think na tumataas pa lalo ang liquefied petroleum gas o LPG. Itong pag-aaral na to ay ginawa namin several years back. At nagkaroon ng comparative data at lumalabas doon na mas nakakatipid sa IH cooking kung yun ang magiging choice ng customer. Similarly, I will already, I think, push the discussion further. It's like comparing electric vehicles with internal combustion engine o ICE. Lumabas din sa pagsusuri na mas malaki ang matitipid kung gagamit ka ng EV vis-a-vis that of fuel-driven, either diesel or gasoline na mga sasakyan. I think that is being felt now on the ground, and many are in fact recognizing that utilizing electricity compared to pump fuel or LPG is a cheaper alternative. I will ask Clary to discuss the rotating interruptions.
Doon naman sa tanong kung magkakaroon ng rotating brownouts dahil sa state of energy emergency, wala po. Ang Department of Energy sa kanilang huling simulations for the Luzon grid, walang ina-anticipate na magkakaroon ng supply deficiency sa Luzon grid kahit na this summer.
Thank you, Sir Larry. We have several other questions lang po sa Zoom. From Ted Cordero of GMA News Online. Ma-expound lang po ulit why sa May pa mararamdaman ang epekto ng fuel crisis rates. Tapos, as a follow-up din po, sir, from Ms. Alena of Manila Standard, if the impact of the rates is in May, how would the implementation of the administered price come into play in terms of mitigating the increase? Thank you.
Salamat, Ted Alena. Yung sa impact muna, bakit May? Ito dahil yung ginamit natin na fuel nung March ay na-import na natin, nakarating na sa Pilipinas bago magkaroon ng Middle East conflict. So yung cost ng fuel that we used for the March supply month, which is reflected in the April generation charge, hindi pa siya affected ng Middle East conflict. Pero yung mga fuel na darating itong April, yun na yung affected ng Middle East conflict at ma-reflect siya sa May generation charge. However, as mentioned by Elena, the DOE and the ERC implemented what they call special operating guidelines that included the suspension of the regular market. So right now we are under an administered pricing methodology, and that is intended to mitigate any sharp increase in the generation cost. So ngayon, since a few weeks pa lang ito gumagana, tignan pa natin kung ano maging epekto, but we anticipate that it will reduce any expected increase in the generation charge. We may still feel an increase in the generation cost, but it won't be as high as what it would have been without the special operating guidelines being implemented by the DOE and the ERC.
Thank you, Sir Larry. Another question po from Sheldin Talavera of Business World. Any updates po on Meralco's CSPs? May karagdagang paghahanda po ba ang Meralco to ensure supply sa summer months? Thank you.
So for now, we have no CSPs yet forthcoming. Meron kaming na-file ngayon na 200 megawatt base load PSA, which is the product of a CSP that we completed in the first quarter of 2026. So hopefully that once we're able to formally file it, this can be processed as soon as possible so that we can implement it and further shield our customers from any price spikes in the spot market.
Another question po from Darlene K. of GMA News. How much increase should we expect in May because of high fuel prices? And will it be a one-time increase or staggered?
Darlene, wala pa tayong view in terms of the actual cost kasi ang daming factor na pumapasok in play that determines what the actual rates will be. Number one is, of course, Forex or foreign exchange. What will be the behavior of Forex for the current supply month that will impact on next month? Pangalawa, yung dispatch of the plants, no? What will be the actual capacity that the power plants supplying Meralco will be able to pump into Meralco's grid. Pangatlo siguro yung kailangan din tingnan ano yung magiging overall demand because that also impacts as well on the price of electricity. So absent those actual figures emanating from those conditions, hindi pa natin masasabi kung ano yung magiging paggalaw sa presyo ng kuryente sa susunod na buwan.
Thank you, Sir Joe. Another question po from Ms. Alena of Manila Standard. Can you give a status of the fuel supply of your generators for April?
Balikan ka namin, Alena. We will try to get that from our counterpart.
Another question po from Ace of A2Z. Sir Joe, bakit po mas mababa itong April increase as compared to March? Bali, hindi pa dito ramdam yung effects ng tension sa Middle East. And also, may mga kababayan po tayo na nag-shift sa solar power. Gaano ito makakatulong sa energy conservation?
I think we've seen how customers who are currently utilizing solar and net metering, kung ano yung nagiging savings on their end because sa net metering you're able to export your the power that you generate from your solar panels, no? And based on experience, maraming satisfied sa kanilang actual na power cost o power bills, no? Ano yung unang tanong? Sorry.
Bakit po mas mababa itong April increase?
Because
as
the
compared to
conditions in the March supply month, which impacted this month, is different from the supply month of February, which impacted in March. Hindi kasi yan palaging pareho eh. So, ang Meralco, as much as possible, of course, we try to manage the costs, especially the pass-through charges. And if it will redound to lower rates, then of course that is very welcome to consumers. Nagkataon lang ngayong buwan, mas mataas yung mas mababa yung increase compared dun sa nagdaang buwan. So iba-iba kasi nga yung factors that come into play. But we're just glad that the initial analysis as to what the actual rates will be for April ay hindi nangyari. It was much lower than what was earlier projected.
Thank you, Sir Joe. Last question po, I think, from Ms. Len Hernandez. If most of motorists will use EV, what is the effect of this in electricity consumption on the public? Thank you.
So I think naturally we expect demand for electricity to go up if more customers, if more motorists adopt electric vehicles. Sa ngayon, hindi pa natin ramdam talaga kung ano yung effect na sa total grid. Siguro, we still need to wait kung na mas marami mag-adopt ng EV among the motorists. So sa ngayon, hindi pa siya ganun kalaki.
Thank you, Sir Larry. Are there any other questions? Sorry, sir. One more from ABS-CBN po. from Andrea Taguines, just to expand on the Lifeline program. So libre po ang kuryente ng mga less than 50 kilowatt hours ang konsumo.
Can you show the slide? I think Larry can elaborate on that. Yung slide.
Oo. Tama. So, nagkaroon ng bagong lifeline threshold na ipinatupad ng ang ERC. So, ngayon, sa lahat ng kumukonsumo na qualified households ng 50 kilowatt hours at pababa, 100% na po ang discount. Kung tatandaan po natin, before this, if you consume 20 kilowatt hours lower, yun yung 100% discount. And 50% discount kung 21 to 50. Pero ngayon, with the new ERC scheme, 100% discount na po para sa kumukonsumo ng 50 kilowatt hours pababa.
Kaya ini-encourage namin yung mga members ng 4Ps na hindi pa nasasama dito sa programa, although automatic ito, o hindi pa sila member ng 4Ps pero meron na silang katunayan na sila ay nasa marginalized sector, yung mga kababayan natin na masa-certify ng local Social Welfare Development Office na marginalized customer or marginalized household, tumungo lang ho sa aming business center at magpalista po kayo. I am sure matutulungan po kayo ng business center na malapit kung saan kayo nakatira.
Thank you, sir. Last question po is from Sheldine Talavera of Business World. Tama po ba to say that electricity rates would be higher next month? Thank you.
Yung gaya ng banggit ni Joe, parang mahirap pa talaga sabihin sa ngayon. Maraming factors that we need consider. For example, yung exchange rate lang. So while for the March supply month, ang nagamit natin na exchange rate, which is the last banking day of March na exchange rate of 60.75 pesos per US dollar, makita natin na yung prevailing exchange rate today is less than this. So that can contribute to a downward pressure in the generation cost. Pero doon naman sa fuel cost, mayroon upward pressure. So we'll have to see really at the end of the month, once we get the bills from our suppliers, what the net impact will be.
Thank you, Sir Larry. We would like to thank all of our media partners who joined today's press briefing. Have a good day and a pleasant weekend. Thank you.